Well, camped out just a little bit before Tom's Run shelter last night, and getting going this morning. I ran across this. This is another one of the halfway, midpoint markers, but this one is from a previous year, way back. It looks like it was built around 2011. I'm not 100% sure if it's for 2011 for that year or not, but anyway, it's from back when the trail was 2,181 miles. So, the trail, as they change things every year, little bits of the trail in different places, it seems to just get longer year after year. So anyway, it's a cool kind of midpoint memorial, and I didn't realize as they build new memorial or new midpoints that they leave some of the old ones here, but that was cool to run across. So anyway, also I'm coming into a place called Pine Grove Furnace here in the next 4 or 5 miles, and there's a general store there. I have no idea in this COVID year, 2020, if it'll be open, but it's a place where traditionally people, through hikers stop and celebrate the midpoint by doing the half-gallon challenge. This general store has half gallons of ice cream that people buy, and the whole idea is that you've got your hiker hunger seriously going by now, and you can't hardly fill up, and so you go in there and you eat an entire half gallon of ice cream. And if you do, they give you like this little wooden spoon, which I think isn't really very much, but it's kind of a little token thing that people like to have, and maybe you can get your picture put up on the wall or something, I don't know. So anyway, it'll be interesting just to go and look at that, and I don't know, it's pretty early in the morning. I don't know if I'll do a half-gallon challenge, but maybe I will. We'll see. All right, I'm in Pine Grove Furnace, and it's just a little town, and there's a general store right there that I stopped at. Got some snacks. There's a museum here that is usually open, but apparently right now with the whole thing going on with everything in the world, they're only open Thursday through Sunday, so don't get to stop. But anyway, it's the Appalachian Trail Museum, and there's supposed to be some stuff inside. It's pretty cool, but unfortunately I don't get to see it. So anyway, just it's kind of interesting. There's not much to the town. I mean, it's basically one street as far as I can tell, and then the trail just heads down here, and I'm off. So I don't really understand entirely the origins of the name, Pine Grove Furnace for the town, but I do know that this is not the first time in this area that I've seen one of these big, huge structures, which is a furnace. And they're to make iron. They were made back in the sign says, I think back in the 1800s. These were built, maybe even before that. 18th and 19th century, so 1800s. And yeah, that's where they were first able to take, rocks, minerals, and turn them into iron, and then use them for, obviously everything they use iron for. So this area, and I think other areas around here, which is why I've seen some other furnaces in places, like I think there was a big furnace in the Caledonia State Park that I was in yesterday where I started from. So it's just part of the history of this area, and I don't think it's the last place that has a name with furnace in it, so kind of interesting to me anyway. Just hiking along here. Here's a little nice campsite. Look off to the right, and not really sure what that's all about. Maybe that's where they keep hikers who, I don't know what, but it looks a little scary. Wondering what created that hole too. And actually, if you look back further, there's another huge hole behind it. And I don't know, that one's not covered. I don't know where those holes are coming from. But I haven't really seen these formations before, so it's kind of interesting. Oh wow, and look at this, another one on the other side of the trail. Huh. Sorry, I have that zoomed in too far. There we go. I don't know what these are. Wonder if there's more coming up. All right, needed to do a decent amount of miles after spending too much of the morning at that general store eating a bunch of snacks and stuff. So just cruising along. The trail has been ultra easy. It's like a park. But heard some loud rumbling a while ago. Wasn't sure what it was. Thought maybe running water or something, but no, it is railroad tracks. And yeah, here they are. So gonna cruise on. And got a couple of big roads to cross and whatever, but only about maybe another 5 miles until camp. So it's a good day, man. It's been, you know, a little bit of some hot spells off and on, but mostly just really much cooler as the trend has been for the past few days. And hallelujah for that. The guide calls this a rock maze, and there's like blazes up through it and arrows and things, so I guess I'll head up through there and see what a rock maze is. I'll have to kind of see how it works out today, but I'm going through, hiking up on a ridge right now, and got a couple little hills, and then here in about, I don't know, 5-6 miles, I'll get into Boiling Springs, Pennsylvania, which I think I mentioned earlier. This guy handmade, he told me it was kind of a cool place. So I don't know if I'll spend very much time there, but I'll at least just look at the water feature that's there, check that out. But the trail goes right through Boiling Springs, but the main reason that it's important to me to go through it is just to have to pick up a box at the post office that I ship myself, well, that my dad shipped me. So anyway, it's kind of a when I planned all this ahead of time, obviously didn't know exactly how things are going to work out. So in Boiling Springs, I'm picking up a package that only has 2 days worth of food in it. But it was no big deal. It's so easy to pick it up there, It's like, well, I'm going to do that instead of having to carry 6 or 7 days food at once. So I'm only picking up a package that has 2 days worth of food. And what's funny about that is when I originally planned this, I planned it based on doing 15 miles per day. So, but I'm doing a little more than that. And so it actually, I actually only need 1 day's worth of food. So I'm actually going in to pick up a box that has 2 days worth of food in it. And I'm going to throw away half the food and keep half the food. and hike one day to the next place, Duncannon, where I'll pick up a bigger box with 4 days worth of food. So, a little bit of a waste of time, but you know, the best laid plans. What are you gonna do? And there could be a new pair of shoes in this box. Like I said before with my last pair of shoes, you know, I made the whole plan of when I was supposed to send myself shoes, but then I didn't really remember what that plan was after I shipped them. So I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure I should be getting shoes in this box, and if not, I should be getting them in the next box, which is sort of funny because, you know, my hike's almost over now since I'm gonna get off trail a week early. But anyway, like I said, best laid plans. Center Point Knob. I think this is pretty much the top of the climbing for the day. I'm hoping and praying. Well, here's a site I haven't seen yet. A planted farm field. Awesome. Been walking from field to field for the past, I don't really know, maybe half mile or something, but anyway, it's like somehow the trail just meanders between farmers' fields, and I don't know if you can easily see down there. You can probably hear the train in the background. There's a blaze right down there, another one way further down, so just kind of crossing from field to field. Went across the road back there, crossed into another field. Not sure where it's going to end up at. Well, I'm in Boiling Springs. So now it's time to find the post office. All right, step one, I found it. Step two, I got to go in and get my box so I have 1 day worth of food till tomorrow when I pick up my next box. All right, I'm in the post office. This is the way my current shoes are looking. What do you think? Time for new shoes? I was hoping and praying for new shoes in this box. And dun dun dun, filled full of food. New shoes. Woo! And the awesome thing is, these aren't my brand new shoes. These are the ones that I've worn for about maybe 75 or 100 miles, which means they're totally broken in. Awesome. I know they're not going to give me blisters, and so I'm set. Yeehaw. I left Boiling Springs a bit ago, and you can see how the trail is. There was another cornfield over there. Like I've said in a couple of different areas along the trail, you might have heard me say already, there's some places where there's just this little narrow corridor that kind of houses and encloses the Appalachian Trail, and that's about it. And then somehow they've managed to, you know, acquire this strip of land to have the trail go down. But really, so far, these past couple of miles have just been like fields on both sides and just this little narrow strip with a trail on it. So it's probably how it'll be maybe for the rest of the day when I look on the guide. Instead of showing, you know, ups and downs like you're going up and down mountains, it just looks like flat for 10 miles. And it's been pretty flat, you know, just some really minor little hills, you know, 10-foot hills or something. So makes it easy, and it's kind of fun, interesting, a little bit different. And now comes a stretch, and I'm looking at a sign right here that says Route 74. Now comes a stretch where I think I start crossing road after road after road. So, you know, this is really, they're trying to keep you in the wilderness, but it's kind of city walking, so it'd be good to see what comes out of each of these places. Let's see, what do we have here? Yeah, just like a lot of places, just a, you know, somebody's house right over there. Somebody else's house right over there. And I'm walking into a little parking area. A bunch of cars right over here, so. And then back into my little corridor. Interesting.